jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house. I'm in a huddle talking to the Hawks. We gonna run it down their throat soon as we get the ball. Come out and fire off the ball, we going on one. My skill position so proficient, break for long runs. Come out running that option. That mean I got the option to keep that or pitch that. Defense, they gotta fix that. Four receivers, we spread them out in the shotgun. Hot reads, I got some. My tight end so awesome. Touchdowns, I toss some. We score 6, scoreboard, that score 6. Respect the ball, we protect the ball. We don't fumble, no throw picks. I feed my linemen pancakes, so all they blocks are pancakes. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win. We just came to win. Win. We just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win.
Yeah. There we go. I'm gonna turn me on. How about that? Good evening. Friday Night Lights, KTC broadcast. Kevin Hastings, Ronaldo Automall, Will Boykins, Dennis Davis, Calvin Hastings, Andre Bush, Terry Reinhardt's in the house. Hunter Yancey just exited. He has taken his victory lap all the way up to.
Who was it that picked Chase tonight?
Hunter Yancey. He's driving up.
Wow. And Terry Reinhardt, too, I think.
Hunter's driving up to his house today up in the Catawba area right now. With making a victory lap.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
2 overtimes, Terry.
How about another one for you, Hunter? Maiden.
My goodness.
2 overtimes. I know you don't want to. Don't swerve, Hunter. The Blue Devils win tonight over the Red Devils, 29-28.
Tim, my phone is dead. Tim, call in.
Hey, I tell you what. The South Fork 2A has been the most unpredictable.
Yes, this choppy as everything.
Besides North Lincoln
North
holding
Lincoln.
chalk through, Will, I mean, really, if betting were legal, you know, you would be throwing your hands up and tearing up some papers. For those folks that may be partaking in such things. I'm sure if you're looking at the South Fork 2A, you're not having fun with that. All right, we're going to give some scores here in just a minute. We're going to get games finishing up. I want to thank everybody for watching on YouTube. If you're listening to our sound of our voices right now, hopefully we're on all 3 stations right now. WHS in Cleveland County, 101.5 FM over in Cherryville and in that area, in Gaston County, 92.3 FM, and in Lincoln County, 107.5 FM.
And then Rutherford County.
We're not on right now.
Oh, we're not.
Just the game was earlier tonight, the East Rutherford game, and we'll be working on that definitely next year, Dennis. But WAGY joined us tonight.
Yeah,
part of the Shelby East Rutherford Network joined us on KTC tonight, Will. So they're going to be joining our family maybe soon.
Well,
Cool.
I've got to eat a little crow here, Kevin. In the Shelby press box tonight before the game started, I was talking to Charlie Holtzclaw and Alan Ford, and I said something about 2 of our guys picked Chase to beat South Point tonight.
2 of our guys.
They asked me what the game of the week would be, and they've said, well, if Chase wins that'll be the game of the week.
Well, there you go. The game of the week.
The game of the week is Chase and South Point, folks. We'll give you that score in a little bit.
We'll give it right now.
Go
Hunter
ahead.
Yancey, Chase, 41-28 over South Point tonight, folks. 2 out of 3 experts on the pregame show. Terry, who was the one that did not pick? Who's the one that picked South Point?
Terry.
That's why I asked.
Well, that explains that.
Under no circumstance did I think Terry Reinhardt picked against South Point. That's why I asked him. I knew better than that.
Oh my goodness, Patton beat Bunker Hill.
And
2
another 2
overtimes.
Hey,
36-35, Patton over
Hunter.
Bunker Hill.
Did you catch that score?
Hey, we got surprise scores all across the board. East Lincoln tonight over the West Lincoln Rebels, in a 98-point game, 63
Oh, my.
35.
Next
Where
thing
did
you-
the 63 come from? The
Oh,
Mustangs?
my.
I
Where
mean,
did
just
the
what, that
Mustangs come
conference.
Next thing you know, you'll be telling me that the Senators won the World Series and Appalachian got beat last night.
I know,
I
just the
swear.
wildest thing in the world.
Who used to be the Senators did win the World Series.
The
They're now,
Expos. The Expos won the World Series.
now they're the Nationals.
Okay.
Well, y'all should have known they were going to win the World Series when they beat the Cardinals. That's how I do the
Well,
expectations.
obviously, and,
so
you know,
come on, Will, you know. This is easy math. I try to tell you guys all the
Listen,
time.
when another sports show.
Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Tomorrow
Yeah.
morning,
Who
8 a.m.
knows?
Hey, the Power Poll's on point tonight. We had Chase in front of South Point in the
right.
Power Poll. They
All
won.
right.
Hey, how about this, Will? We had Maiden one spot in front of Newton Conover in the Power Poll.
The
How about-
cream will rise to
How
the
about
top.
in the state polls? They had West Lincoln in front of East Lincoln. In our Power Poll, we had East Lincoln in front of West Lincoln. That's 3 for 3, boys. So across the Power Poll tonight, we were nailing that. But we're gonna we'll get a little crow on that one. But as the season goes on, that's how it works out.
Oh, dang.
Ah,
Oh, dang.
all right. Highland Tech scored fresh in, almost wins tonight at home
Almost.
over a
Union Academy.
Union Academy who was ranked in our Power Poll at 19. Would have been a great win at home.
Yeah.
Loses by 4.
16-12. The Union Academy Cardinals over the Highland Tech Rams. Rams this year, I think had already had. Let me look at my schedule and see to confirm. Won 2 victories this year in conference over Community School of Davidson and Pine Lake Prep. So I just congratulate them, and they almost put off their 3rd win, and I'm guessing would have been the best
Look,
season in
if-
school history. I would
If
imagine.
they get that 3rd win, you in, right?
I'm not sure, Terry. He would have to explain that.
Oh,
That's
whoa,
one
oh,
that-
oh.
Hold
It
your
is,
horses.
it is.
My Lord
Hold
Jesus.
your
Chris
horses.
Hawk is doing a dance somewhere tonight.
Hey.
Where in the world did Mountain Island Charter come up with 34 points
Well-
on that high-powered Thomas Jefferson offense?
Ooh, you know what was more important? The more important question is,
Ooh.
that means Bessemer City's back in it, boys. We're the number 1 seed.
Wait a minute. We hadn't seen a Bessemer City score yet.
Oh, I gotta get that one. Well, hey, that means a 3-way tie if the Yellow Jackets can win tonight and the Ironman next week. So,
Oh, boy.
so guys, we're about to give you all the scores. Got some upsets, surprises. It's gonna be a fun broadcast. We want some of the calls for some of these games, some of these upsets tonight. If you're listening, if you're a Mountain Island fan, give us a call. 34-13 over Thomas Jefferson. If you're a Maiden fan, give us a call. 29-28 over Newton Conover. How about those East Lincoln Mustangs? Give us a call, 63-35. Chase Trojans. Somebody want to crow up there over them Red Raiders in Rutherford County?
Boy.
We're welcoming you guys to the KTC family. How about tonight would be a good night to hop in on that. 41-28 victors at home over the South Point Red Raiders. That's going to be a big number to talk about across the state, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
63-7. Shelby over East Rutherford at home. Bulldogs, tough night tonight.
Tough sledding.
Hilltoppers got some, they were ranked number 1 for the first 2 weeks there at the top of the season, so they gave a good run at the Bulldogs tonight. 38-22 up at, I guess it was homecoming tonight. Coach Mr. Cinefani had to help out with his daughter down on
Yeah,
the
the lovely
field
Anna
tonight.
Cinefani tonight.
I'm sure they're going to have a good time tonight. Kings Mountain 54-3 over Forest View at home. North Lincoln Knights 49-7 over Lincoln and Wolves tonight. Now, other scores when we finish up what we got so far, guys, we're going to be putting them in on the scoreboard online in just a few moments. Hunter Huss wins tonight 34-0 over Kramer. High Brighton 37-0 over West Iredale. St. Stephen's 29-28 over South Caldwell. Alexander Central 40-19 over Hickory. Freedom 38-48 over Watauga. Let's see, we had...
No, wait a minute. Watauga won.
Oh, did I read that wrong?
Yeah.
38-48. I was reading just straight up the board, wasn't I?
Yep.
Watauga wins 48.
The 33.
33 over Freedom Patriots. North Gas and Ashbrook scores. We're still waiting on that. Bandy's final score and a couple of others across the area. Will, you said we was waiting on the Bessemer City score. I guarantee it's a victory. They're playing Christ the King tonight. I'm not even going to see it. I'm not even going to see it.
Well,
I'm
in the
chalk that
end,
up
we
to
know
victory.
that Christ wins.
That is 100% true.
That's 100% true.
You know, we had one of these games last year. They were playing somebody, and I said, I don't care. I'm not betting against Christ the King.
Hey, you read the book.
That's the gamble we're not taking.
That's the one game I'm not going to bet on.
Drawn 48-13 over West Caldwell tonight. Drawn over West Caldwell. And Shannon, Terry wants to run in and brag about it now. Shannon took West Caldwell, he said, at home.
At least he didn't take Chase.
What about the other two people? Did Hunter and Terry take West Caldwell too? He didn't mention that. He just ran out the room and said Shannon took West Caldwell.
Kind of just threw Shannon under the bus.
He did.
Yeah.
We don't know about the other picks, do we at all? All right, Dennis. We've got a bunch of we've got a bunch of just surprises and scores on the board. Which is Chase? So South Point your number one, or East Lincoln?
I think
West
that's
Lincoln?
the biggest upset of the night is Chase South Point.
Mountain Island Jefferson.
Fred T. Ford and East
That's
Burger
pretty
playing Monday.
big too. That's pretty big
Terry,
too.
why are they playing Monday?
Will, that's
Rutherford.
first place, second place. South Point Chase is third and fourth place teams beating each other, right?
Mountain Island beat East Rutherford.
Basically. I mean, let's be honest about it. I mean, East Rutherford's they had 790 in Shelby.
I saw East Rutherford tonight, and we counted. There were 93 people on the East Rutherford side of the field.
You can count to 93.
No,
we. You said that's more than one.
Alan Ford. Only got 10 toes and 10 fingers. You know? Alan Ford counted them. He said there was 93 East Rutherford fans at Shelby.
Okay.
It looked real scarce over there. And not making fun of those guys, but they played like a good soccer team.
Okay. Will, I do
and
know
their
that-
quarterback does have a heck of an arm, though, man. He threw
Does
a
he?
bomb on him tonight, Will.
Yeah, he did.
He launched that thing, baby.
What I got from that is Dennis counted to 10 with his fingers, and Alan got to 93. Is how that got. Is that how that worked out?
No, Alan told me this 93 over there. And I trust Alan Ford. I mean,
Well, Dennis could have gotten to 20 if he took his shoes off.
Good old Alan Ford.
Yeah.
He's still hanging around like
Yes,
that.
sir. All right, we're going to take
by the
some
way,
calls.
he was
just a little
upset
bit?
tonight. They had no food in the press box in
Nope.
Shelby.
Shame
Sorry
on
about
you,
that.
David Allen.
No, he's
Yeah.
just
Shame
out
on
there,
you,
Will.
David Allen.
It might not be his fault. Maybe Jimmy Jones didn't deliver. or whoever.
Is every
I tell you who does deliver. It's Sagebrush. We're
Sagebrush,
eating
on
chicken
time.
and rice
Oh, yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
That's where they need to call. The Cleveland County Schools, get in touch with them. Sometimes we have steak. Sometimes we have chicken. Tonight
Well, they
we got
were
chicken
out of
and
steak
rice.
tips tonight.
Oh,
So-
probably because we've been talking
Talking about
it
the
for 4
steak
straight
tip.
People were
weeks.
coming in and demanding those.
Hey guys, so whoever's eating our steak tips tonight, thanks guys.
Thanks, guys who ate up
The
the steak
chicken was
chips.
good.
The chicken was great.
The rice is, I'd rather have the potatoes or the broccoli, Will, but
Well,
Listen, I'll take the broccoli every time. Anytime, listen.
yeah.
There's
If
a
you
split.
ladies
Talk
over
to
at-
Calvin. He does the
if
ordering
you
here.
ladies over at Sagebrush is listening, forget these old folks.
Hey,
Your
Jeff.
good buddy Will said
Jen.
broccoli every time. This broccoli is
I do
so
like
amazing.
the mashed taters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't, we
They
can't,
good. They good
can't
too.
beat mashed taters.
Can't
Will.
meet mashed taters.
No. Well, folks, we're gonna. Are you ready for break or right now?
we
Captain?
got a call here if you want to.
Oh, we got a call.
Well,
We've had several.
Well, let us
Oh.
know. We're just
I
in here
did.
jabbing
He
around.
did.
Oh, he did. Well, who
Yeah.
we got?
Steve DeGree.
Sorry about that, Steve.
Hey,
Oh.
Steve.
Either we weren't paying attention or I wasn't paying attention. We have you go on hold there. Just
Steve's
jabbing
out
around.
getting something to eat since there was nothing in the press box tonight.
He's at Sage.
Steve, was you
go
on?
see Sagebrush.
Was you on call for getting the food in the press box tonight, Steve?
Well, if it had been me, I would have had something there, especially when I know Dennis was going to be there. I want to take care of Dennis.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, Shelby, they just took care of business today. We hoping that we didn't have a layoff from the off week or overlook East to get to where we need to get next week. But the kids came out focused. I went to practice earlier this week, and the guys seemed to focus. Got a lot of seniors. Had 25 seniors tonight who played a lot of football and won a lot of games, have state championship rings. So those kids know what it takes to get where we need to go.
Well, Steve, I hate to interrupt you, but did you get the South Point Chase score tonight?
I did. Terry called me back. He said it's been since 1986 since Chase beat South Point. So that means last week they stopped the street with East Robertson, and this week they stopped the street with South Point. But it doesn't make any difference, Dennis, because we got to go to South Point. And
you're 14 points behind.
You 14 down.
Hey, I tried to tell y'all Chase is good when they beat Bessemer City. Y'all just don't listen.
And when you go to Gaston County, you're going to be down 10 points when you get off the bus.
And well, it may be 14 when you get off the bus. But, Steve, either you're going to have a bunch of mad hornets on your hands when you get down there, or they're going to do like South Point never does, and that is lay down and roll over. I understand they've sort of taken some hits with some guys being hurt. Some guys have shut down for the year. But I still think Shelby should be highly favored in this one. And when you guys win that one, I see a #1 ranking for you in the playoffs that will proceed. The question is, whether does Shelby go big A or little A?
Well,
2A.
know yet. The numbers hadn't came out yet.
No, we hadn't seen them. We don't know, but you're right on the borderline, according to Mr. Sherman there, as to which way you're going.
But it doesn't matter, Dennis, because you got to play them on the hash mark. You got to play on the green grass. So
there you go.
The competition we've played should help us out anyway once we get to the playoffs. And it's a good feeling for the young men to go in next week, knowing the worst we can do is tie for your conference championships.
Well,
that's a pretty good feeling.
We over at Crest know how you feel about already being tied for the conference championship, but we got to play them boys from Kings Mountain, so that'll make it very interesting on our part. And I know you're looking forward to this game with South Point, so I'm going to let you talk a little bit more about tonight's game and then give us your predictions on next week.
Well, first of all, I don't think we punted the ball all night. Every time my offense had the ball, we scored. Maybe from that last series when Demetrius, they said it was short, but I think he really made the first down. But the game was already decided then. Jahari ran the punt back for a touchdown. All the running backs, we had 3 running backs to score a touchdown tonight. And my player of the game was Jack Berkowitz. We had a freshman kicker tonight.
Yeah, I saw him.
9 extra points. There's got to be a record, because I told him after the game, it's got to be a record, because normally we would always change kickers when maybe want to kick forward like that, but tonight he kicked all his extra points. So my hat's off to Jack Berkowitz. And of course, again, my Hogs, they done their job. That big, wide open holes, really wasn't a contest at all. But they took care of business. That's what you're supposed to do. Take care of business against your weak opponent. But now we got bigger fish to fry when we go to South Point this week.
Well, Steve, one thing that impressed me about the game tonight was your senior recognition before the game started. A lot of those kids are planning to go on to school. They may not play football. Some of them were saying they were going to play football in college. I know there'll be some scholarships and offers for the Shelby kids. Y'all always do very well in that. I was impressed by some young men who had their heads on straight and said one of them was going to a school to be a welder. One was going to go and study body repair and, paint and everything. Another kid was going into another vocation there. I've forgotten what it was. But anyway, there were several of the players there that they had their plans. They knew what they were going to do. And I think that's one of the secrets to Shelby's football success, too. You know your plans, and you know what you're going to do when you get in the game.
I tell you what, Dennis, those seniors graduating tonight, I tried my best to go on the field tonight before the game and personally shake every one of them's hand. We had 25 seniors. I think I shook all of them's hand to let them know that not only as a fan, but as a person, I really appreciate the hard work they put in for the last 4 years. They don't take it for granted. They come to work every day. They know what it's about. They know how to win. And also these guys know how to be young men. That's the main supporting thing. Not only they want to be good football players, but they want to be productive citizens too. And that's one thing I really admire about those young men.
Well, Steve, that's what high school football is all about. Steve, we got another caller on the line. I look forward to hearing from you next week with a report on the South Point Red Raiders and your continuing rivalry with them over the years. Who's got the better record over the years, you or South Point?
I think we might have a little edge on them, but I remember one year back in 1974, I was captain that night, Dennis, and they beat us at home. But then we had to go down there. They was number one in the state. I'll never forget it. Coach Baker's staff, they put some six down in the end zone, and Coach Allen was really, really mad. And we went down there and beat South Point 16-14. And Dusty Haynes kicked the winning field goal. That's my fond memories of the South Point Shelby game.
Well, there you go. And Dusty Haynes in the mix tonight, too. All right, we got another caller, Steve. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you, brothers.
All right. Calvin, who we got?
We got Mr. Tim Johnson.
Tim
What
Johnson.
up, Timmy?
Take it away, Timmy.
Hey, Timmy, Southport two-way is really kicking up in some action, man. That doggone Newton Conover and Mayton went in 2 overtimes tonight.
That's unbelievable, guys. I just got a phone with Matt Chapman Lincoln Times. Of course, that's where he's with us on our Best Sports Show and also on the Southport 2A High School Football Show. And I tell you guys, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at the West Lincoln and East Lincoln game. I'm not shocked that East Lincoln won. I'm just shocked at the score. 63 to, what was it, 30-something, 35?
63, you see what 63-35.
I'm shocked. I don't know what to say about that. I mean,
And
West
that's
Lincoln's
two
got
running teams. That's ground and pound, and then
Yeah.
you got that many scores going on.
Well, West Lincoln's got an outstanding football team, and, you know, we talked about on the show, I thought maybe they could very well be possibly the second best team in the conference. You know, and I also said this is their year to win a playoff game. And I actually said that I told Calvin Hastings that they could probably go maybe second, third round of the playoffs. But, you know, you can't give up 63 points and expect to go deep in the playoffs like that.
No. Mayton, that 29-28 Mayton over Newton Conover. And Newton Conover actually played. Now, you know, I've been kind of rough on Newton Conover this year. Newton Conover played a tough game. They played Mayton tough.
Yeah. Like Q just said, Kenny said that, you know, he knew Mayton was a good football team. Coach Byrne, I mean, well-coached football team up there at Mayton High School. Coach Pack does a great job, too, at Newton Conover. But that's two really good outstanding football programs. And, you know, either one of them teams could have won a game tonight, but Mayton did come on top.
The other score, of course, you called this game, so North Lincoln over the Lincoln Wolves tonight, 49-7. What was the standout there besides Mr. Saruce? That's a bad man.
Well, I tell you, Will, there's a lot of standouts on that football team. You know, on the defensive side of the football as well as the offensive side of the football. Landon Beard had a sensational game. Ty Williams ran the ball hard up the middle. Like you said, Saruce had 4 touchdowns, had 3 on the ground, 1 in the air, receiving. I mean, they're just well coached. They're a solid football team on both sides of the football. The conference champions, Southport 2A conference champions this year, first time in school history. Congratulations to Coach Basil and his whole entire coaching staff. Also, congratulations to the North Lincoln fans out there, to the community. What great people they are. And, of course, to the Fat Boys, too, there in the press box, Kerry Miller and the guys. But I tell you guys, this football team's going to make some noise in the playoffs, I'm telling you. And these kids are focused. And I tell you, I told Kenny at halftime, I told Jesse B, the new AD down at North Lincoln, I said, guys, this is a perfect match. You know, not only for the coaches, but for the kids. They're really smart. They're great football players. They got speed. They got power. A lot of talent on that football team, even talent coming up through the football program. But Coach Basil, I tell you, I don't know what to say. I mean, he's just a first-class guy, no doubt about it.
Well, who was the player of your game right there? Give me some stats, Kenny. Tim.
The player of the game was Saruce, of course. Ty Williams is another player. And I'm going to tell you something. Lincoln High School, the football team, they play hard. They play hard for 60 minutes, guys. They don't quit. And Joe Glass has done an outstanding job with those young men. And, Derek Smith's his stepson played a heck of a game. Now, he's been injured a lot for this whole entire season, but he played a really good game tonight. He battled in there. He makes some great passes. He's a baller, no doubt about it. And Bernard Wingate of the Lincoln Wolves, outstanding football player. Jairus Gash, also Ty J. Ross, really good, outstanding football players. But they're just overmatched when it comes to North Lincoln. They just, on defensive side of the ball and on offensive side of the ball, too. But I take my hat off to Coach Glass. He's done a great job with that Lincoln Wolves football program.
Well, just want to bring up something. What are we going to talk about Wednesday? Them Nationals won the World
I can't
Series.
hear you. What you say, Will?
The Nationals won the World Series.
Yeah, how about the man?
Lord of mercy, where was Bryce Harper?
Somebody brought me attention to something that, now listen, guys, I'm not a political person by no means, and a lot of people know me.
Me either.
But Dennis Davis, I'm going to tell you something, Dennis. I know you're there. Listen to this, Dennis. How in the world can a fan stand up on national TV and disrespect our President of the United States?
I'm going to try not to comment too much on that.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
I know there's a lot of people that are very upset about what happened in Washington, D.C., but I will say this. If you'll look at the people of Washington, D.C., who would be the Nationals fans,
Sure.
you will find that Northern Virginia is a very
90%
liberal, Democratic
That's how it goes,
strong
Tim.
bet.
Tim, if it had been in the Braves Stadium, it'd probably been different. You guys have a show Wednesday. Talk about the Southport 2A, and then the next weekend, next Friday night, you guys will finish up the season on 1050 and 107.5 FM. Which game we got on the schedule for you guys next week? You remember?
I think it's the Mays and Lincoln game, I believe it is.
We've got a few games. We're gonna look at it. We'll look at the schedule. I think we're gonna go whatever had the most conference championship implications. I would guess we will be either east at Newton or north at Bandy's next week. So probably east at Newton or north at Bandy's next week for us on WLN.
I tell you, Kevin, that East Lincoln and Newton game, there's a lot of playoff implications, seedings on that game.
Right.
That'd
So
be huge.
we may go see our friends up there next week. We'll put that out Monday on ktcbroadcasting.com on Facebook and Twitter. Check us out. The paper will be out next week, and just let us know exactly. We'll let everybody know exactly what we're doing. Well, you guys be careful tonight. And
Hey, Kevin, one more thing. I want to send a shout out to about our JV football program that we do. We tape a 20-minute show, myself and Ken, and Ford River is the JV head football coach at May, and it's something that Ford has contacted us and asked us to do. It's the future Friday night football players of the Southport 2A, and what we do is we play that back right after the Southport 2A high school football show that Will Boykin does and Matt Chapman does, Lincoln Time News Sports Editor, and of course myself and Ken Link, and we enjoy doing that. And we want to thank Calvin Hastings and KTC Broadcasting for giving us that opportunity to do that.
Well, Kevin and Calvin are both here, and they go.
Sorry. I'm getting scores on the Twitter. I heard you,
scores.
Tim, and I'm collecting scores and everything. You guys have a great weekend. Don't eat too much of the Halloween candy left over from the storms and everything. And if Ken knows, if you guys were listening Saturday, you'd have known that I picked the Nationals to win because they beat the Cardinals. Y'all should have known that.
I did hear you say
y'all should have known
that.
that.
Hey guys, I'm working Ken out. Ken needs to lose weight.
Right now.
He needs to lose weight, guys. I'm telling you, he's putting it on.
Listen, you treat me right when I come up there on Wednesday and we do our Best in Sports show. We eat some good pizza every Wednesday.
Will, I love you, man. You guys are the best. Y'all keep up the good work. Dennis Davis, good to talk to you, my man.
Thank you. Good to hear from you.
Y'all have a good.
We'll
All
see
right.
you.
All right, do we got someone on the line? All right, let's take a quick break. Mr. Senefani's going to give us a call in just a moment, and we'll get him on the line, and we'll be back in just a few minutes on ktcbroadcasting.com.
The fun starts before you get to work
I listen on my way to work.
and keeps you feeling good all day.
Puts us in a great mood.
101.5 FM and 1390 AM. WOHS Shelby, the boss.
It's your money. Don't throw it away. Save up to 41% on home heating costs with natural gas from the city of Shelby. Natural gas is one of the most affordable ways to heat your home. And right now, the City of Shelby is offering a $400 rebate when you install a new natural gas furnace at your home. Call 704-669-2520 and start saving on your energy bill today. That's 704-669-2520 or visit cityofshelby.com.
Former club members Denzel Washington and Jennifer Lopez for the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future.
You can change a child's future. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
You can open doors for children to have great futures at the Boys and Girls Club of Cleveland County. Visit us at 412 West Sumter Street or at greatfutures.org.
Ready for your journey toward a new career? Cleveland Community College is our county's premier center for learning and training opportunities. They offer a broad range of degree, diploma, and certificate programs. More than 50 programs offer training in allied health careers, welding, plumbing, carpentry, broadcasting, and their first ever Culinary Arts Academy. Whether you're just starting out or have been working for years, come to Cleveland Community College and gain valuable hands-on training that can lead to a great career. So ask yourself, are you ready to start your new journey now at Cleveland Community College in Shelby? Just think how nice it would be if you had a new garage door, or maybe how nice it would be if the garage door you have actually worked. Well, I've got good news for you. Now open in Shelby, Cleveland County Garage Doors for sales, service, and installation. They'll be more than happy to come out and give you a free estimate. Right now, single garage doors start at $4.99. Double garage doors start at $8.99. Just call 704-477-9119 or visit the website at clevelandcountygaragedoors.com. Now open in Shelby at 1619 West Dixon Boulevard, right below Ingalls. Fall cleanup time is here. Be ready with a stop at Cleveland Lumber Company in Shelby. Check out their line of leaf blowers by Weed Eater, Black & Decker, and the Makita X2 leaf blower. Buy the Makita X2 leaf blower and get 4 free 50 AH batteries. That's a $240 value. Gas or electric weed eaters started on the $61.99. Plus, get your rakes and shovels too at Cleveland Lumber Company, 217 Airwood Street in Shelby. I'm sure by now you've heard about the excellent auto body repair at Crash's Collision Center on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. After all, Crash's Collision Center, they've been putting bodies back in shape for over 25 years. But now there's more. It's custom graphics. They do it all, from signs and banners to vehicle and race car wraps, plus vehicle magnets and lettering too. That's Crash's Collision Center, and now custom graphics. 3719 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at crashesinc.com. Before you head out to the game, head into the Creekside Clock Restaurant in Shelby. Hey, check out the great specials like ribeye or New York strip, USDA Choice Angus 10-ounce steak, and cut daily and served at your choice of one side and Texas toast. Get 2 for $22. And enjoy their Saturday morning breakfast buffet from 8 till 11 a.m. and their weekend buffet, Friday and Saturday evenings from 5 to 8, Sundays from 11 to 2. It's all you can eat. That's the Creekside Clock Restaurant, 1025 Kaiser Street, right off Highway 74 East in Shelby.
You hear them pads going clack, 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 clack. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap.
704 beats by Alex J.
Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap out.
And you're back with the Ronaldo post-game show. My cohort, Will Boykins.
Hello.
Aaron Rodgers Jr. over here. Kevin
Aaron
Hastings
Jones,
over here. And Kevin.
Hey, I'll give Aaron Rodgers credit. He's better than Brett Favre. And here's why, Brett Favre is so good, the kick returner was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
And they outlawed kickoffs after that.
Hey, how the Cleveland Browns doing? Never mind. Speaking of Cleveland Browns, we've got Tom
We ain't got to worry
Senafani.
about that.
Mr.
We
Cleveland
definitely ain't got to
Brown.
worry about that with that Johnny Manziel or Mr.
Hey,
Baker.
Tom, excuse me while Will argues about Aaron Rodgers here versus Johnny Manziel or something. Talk to me. Tell me about the Burns homecoming tonight. Who was the queen up there? That's what I've been waiting to hear.
I'm wanting to know. You guys can hear me, okay? I can't hear you quite on the phone. That's all right. I've got you on the radio too. But,
okay, we can hear you. Talk away, Tom.
Okay, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you in the phone. Okay. And Burns comes away 38-22. Took control of the game in the second quarter when they had touchdowns on back-to-back-to-back drives. Keywan Pryor, just another day at the office, 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I want to give the RS Central defense a little credit is they never really let him get loose for one of his 60, 70, 80-yard touchdown runs like he's had in a lot of games. Real scrappy on really on both sides of the ball, RS Central. Predominantly running team, and where they had a good bit of success running right at us until we adjusted, had to bring some extra defensive linemen into the game. But I thought there was a pretty good job of the Burns defensive coaching staff adjusting to that, and were able to hang on in the second half. Built a lead. RS Central got one, by the way, touchdown at the end, but end of the game we were able to pull it out. Did concern me a little bit the number of penalties. I'm sure you guys were listening. A lot of major penalties called in that game. A lot of 15 yards, a lot of holds, some other things. So hopefully they'll get that cleaned up heading into the playoffs.
Well, Tom, give us a report on the Sweezy kid. I know he went out, set out most of the second half there. Give us an update on his condition if you have any knowledge of that.
Well, without direct knowledge, I don't really want to speculate too much. But when a kid takes a hard hit and then you could tell it's not a leg or an arm or anything, an injury like that, you have to assume that they're worried about a concussion. And everybody in the press box seemed to think it was just precautionary. Not really sure how serious it is. At the time he went out, he had just threw a beautiful pass to KJ Leslie, who hold in a 64-yard touchdown. But unfortunately, on the same play, he was injured and left the game, did not return, remained on the sideline, didn't go to the emergency room or anything. So hopefully he's okay. North Gaston next week should be, a pretty manageable game with or without him, but definitely going to need him for the playoffs. So when we have more information, we'll pass it along to you.
I thought y'all found another spark. The guy that came in relief, I can't remember the young gentleman's name that came in relief for him.
Ty Goodson did it. Ty Goodson came in, did a great job. He plays offense, defense, special teams. Never really, a lot of times he doesn't come off the field, but he came into action. I think that he would rather. He is definitely. Prefers to run the ball, but he can throw the ball deep. He had a couple of nice passes, just wasn't on the same page as a wide receiver. A couple of times maybe threw it over the wrong shoulder or something like that.
Well, he drastically changed the running game because you really had to pick your poison whether you had to stay down on Keywan or whether you was going to let him go. And he was making some good reads. So I think he drastically changed the running game with him in there.
Yeah, definitely he is a more effective runner than Sweezy. A lot in the passing game takes reps and timing and communication, and everybody's got to be on the same page. So when your starting man goes out, you lose that, but you do gain a little bit, in the running game. Sweezy's been carrying the ball a little bit more if you've been watching the games. He has been carrying the ball more. But with Goodson in there, yeah, that's definitely something you're going to have to account for to a greater detail. But bye-bye. I'm sending my kid off to
bye, Anna.
Yeah, she's going off to, she doesn't even want to tell me bye. She's 17 years old. She's a grown woman now. But
she's not wearing that blue dress, is she?
No, she is not.
You better go with her if she is.
No, well... I think she's got a pretty good head on her shoulders, but she's going off on a field trip.
Takes after her mother.
Anyway, get back to getting back to a topic of relevance. That yes, Will, I do agree. He is very effective in running the ball, but the fact that he does play a lot of defense is you really don't. You don't want him playing quarterback because now that takes away from what he does defensively. He is a very good safety.
And they're thinking that I was watching the game and it looked like they were getting a little winded in the fourth quarter. looked to me on defensive wise, looked like they was getting a little winded. Offensively, looked like they done whatever they had to do. They was handling everything. Offensive line. How big is Storms being out right now is hurting the defense?
Well, it hurts them on the defensive line, and what Burns likes to do is they like to, sometimes they'll run a single H, and other times they like to run a double H. And we didn't really see that double H tonight. They like to run that with Tate and Starnes. And there's like 3 or 4 plays that they can run off of that. They've got Austin Setzer coming in and running a little bit of the H-back, and Silas Tate doing a little bit as well. But it takes away from them what they want to do in the running game a bit. They did give a little bit different look where they had Hopper and Pryor into the game in a little, looked like a little offset type formation.
I like that.
Yeah, it was. But they went away from it. They used it for a while, then they went away from it. It seemed like they wanted to, change up their looks of what they were given RS Central, and that was effective. I do like the fact that, well, you throw that out there, now that gives the other teams that have to play us in the playoffs. That's one more thing now that you have to defend, you have to account for. So we'll see if we see that again next week against North Gas. And like I said,
hopefully
no
they'll keep it in
the program. It shouldn't be a tough game, but by the playoffs, we're definitely going to need Sweezy and Starnes back.
Hopefully they'll keep that look into their pocket. I thought they just brought it out from window dressing tonight to see if they could actually, little game practice, game speed.
Put it on film for somebody to have to worry about.
Hopefully they put it back in their pocket and pull it out when they really need to go to that look. But I thought that was I thought that setup with him and Hopper, with Hopper playing more of the traditional tailback and Pryor playing more of the traditional fullback, but they ran it different. I like that look. I really did like that look and how they ran out of that look. And that's a setup they can actually pass out of too.
Yeah, they would pass out of it. They would fake to Hopper and run a little counter out of it. So I mean, there's a number of things they can do out of that set. So I mean, I like the fact that they were using that. But like I said, though, when they get Starnes back and they get Sweezy back, hopefully in a couple weeks, that'll give them even more, more options on the offensive side of the ball. I will say one thing that concerns me, Will, is they eventually had to go to 5 defensive linemen to stop the straight-ahead run. And a couple weeks ago, Shelby had a lot of success with the straight-ahead run. And I think that's something that some teams are going to maybe try to exploit if they, if you have to start putting 5 on the line, 8 in the box, 9 in the box, to stop a straight-ahead run, then somebody's going to throw over you, Will. So I think that's something that they're going to need to address and get better on as we head into the playoffs.
I think you got good speed on the corners. I think you're playing a 50 base, which basically what putting 5 down is. It's playing like a 50 base. So I think that's a good move. When the head coach was with Shelby and they played South Point, he put that 50 base into their defense then. And that's what he used to stop and run then. So I think that's something that he know that has worked before that he know he can go back to. Now, do you stay in that all the time? You don't have to. But if you got somebody feeding the fullback heavily, you have to drop down in that 50 base to get it stopped because you got to put a hat on a hat.
Yeah. But the only thing I think it makes you a little vulnerable because as you bring more guys up there, somebody's going to have one-on-one. Somebody's going to be covered one-on-one, and you just hope they don't have a guy you could throw over the top to. And that's I was talking to some of the coaches, and they would, like, say a Shelby that could beat you either way. That would concern me as we go a little further down the line, is if you have to commit more and more guys to stop that straight-ahead run. I think you're going to get away with it more against an RS Central who is, pretty run-dominated. It's not that they couldn't pass, but it wasn't a big a threat as you'll see some of the teams down the line.
I agree.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
But I think if when y'all get in the playoffs, what we're looking at for projectively right now, the teams that y'all gonna play are teams that's gonna run the ball more than it is more than they would be passing the ball. And I think if they try to go up top on you guys, that your speed at corner is just gonna be overwhelming. The first couple of rounds, y'all not gonna play anybody with the speed to go around, because y'all got more speed than everybody that's going to be in a one-on-one matchup. Your corners has more speed than the receivers do.
I tell you, Degree really played well. I don't know if you watched it, but really he stood out and he really technique from a defensive back, the way he can time the breakup and not interfere. I mean, I was impressed. I was impressed with his positioning and his technique, and there were a couple times where it looked like the receiver might have had a step, and he's just able to close it, like you said, with that speed and knock the ball away. So, I mean, I was just impressed with that. And, you know, Jaquarius Wells and Setzer and Goodson and the other guys, they do a good job back there in the secondary for us.
Tom, I wish Burns well. I think next week you guys are going to get to practice a little bit of that stuff for the upcoming playoffs, and I think Burns is going to be in a good position going into the playoffs. Will, you're looking at the projections there. What, based on the current projection, Will, who do you see them matching up with?
Now those were before tonight's game.
Before tonight.
So this one wouldn't happen. Before tonight, y'all was look to face South Point.
Right. I don't think that's going to happen. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be upset if we got to go to Ashe County in the second round, boys. I'm not going to be happy with that. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Just tell Calvin, it's not the travel. That's not it. It's just, why should we have to drive all that way to go to Ashe County when you know, no disrespect, the Ashe County team is not nearly as talented as Burns or anyone Burns has played, and you know most of the teams, I haven't looked at everybody they play, but the talent level they face on a week-to-week basis is not the talent level faced by Cleveland, Gaston, Lincoln County.
This is true.
So that really, when I saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? Second round at Ashe County, perhaps. But you would have to get by South Point, a team that took us to the wire.
Which Chase beat tonight.
What's that?
Chase beat South Point tonight.
Yeah, I know they beat them tonight. I don't know how much that's going to affect their seeding.
Yeah.
But that would just be like a cruel joke. Okay, we're going to put a conference rival who's got pretty good talent against you. You know, they haven't had the best season. They're not, you know, they've had much better seasons in years prior. We all know that. But, I mean, come on, Dennis. I mean, you're going to put South Point against Burns in the first round. Right? And then, okay, if you get by that, you know, hop along and take your truck and get your Christmas tree while you're up playing Gas County the next week. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, it's just, you know.
The mountains are lovely at this time of the year, Tom.
I mean, I know that it's you know, max preps and they got this and blah, 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 but it's kind of like I told Matt on the radio that you can do this stupid max prep stuff, or you know, you could have across North Carolina the reporters and the people who follow high school football that can say, all right, well, we know this particular team has this record, but what really is the talent level they play?
I think they need to study the What's Up Shopper Power Poll a little bit more.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was fixing to say, I think Kevin could give you a better seeding based on the, you know, the What's Up Shopper Power Poll.
I'm not too sure about the What's Up Power Poll because we debate that once a week. So I'm not going to give that one my full endorsement, but yes, I guess I have to agree.
Tom, are you coming in the morning?
Not be any worse.
Have you got your check yet,
Tom? Are you coming in the morning?
I am coming in the morning.
Okay. I'm going to give you a short explanation of the power poll before tonight, right? Listen, South Point was behind Chase by one spot tonight in the power poll, and Chase won. Maiden was one spot ahead of Newton Conover tonight in the power poll, and Maiden won. And then East Lincoln was ahead of West in our power poll, but not ahead of them in the state polls, and East won. So we were 3 for 3 in the power poll matchups in the top 20 tonight.
So what I'm saying is Kevin Hastings needs to move to Chapel Hill and just take over all the seating in North Carolina playoffs. Kevin
There you go.
Hastings
That's the
for
answer to it.
President of
You're
the
welcome.
North Carolina
You're
High
welcome.
School
You're all
Athletic
welcome.
Association.
Watch out, Quay Tucker. Kevin's coming to town.
Quay who? I am Quay who? What are you talking about? Kevin Hastings, Commissioner of All Sports, North Carolina. That's my endorsement.
Hey,
Hopefully that'll happen soon.
we'll go over the top 18 and 20 here in a little bit.
I think you'll be happy tonight, Tom.
Yeah. Hey.
All right. Well, I'll be listening.
All right,
I've yacked on here long enough, so you guys go ahead. I know that they want to hear scores and things like that, so I will see you in the morning, and I appreciate what you guys do. You guys do an excellent job, and just thank you, Kevin, Calvin, Dennis, Kevin, and Terry, and Will, and the rest of you. I appreciate it, and I'll be listening to the rest of the show.
All right, thank you.
All
Tom.
right, and this just in, Kevin.
We got Jeff Miller in.
Christ the King, 12, Bessemer City, 68.
Yeah?
You're back in it.
You're back in it.
Oh, we're back in. All right, we're going to put Jeff Miller.
All right.
On the phone, I think.
Lord mercy, Jeff.
Jeff,
you
are you
there?
there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right,
Jeff.
go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff, you went up there to Kings Mountain, and Lord mercy, them Mountaineers.
He watched the Mountaineers tonight. He wasn't feeling good. He watched Forest View KM on KTC broadcast.
Good for you.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. And I think y'all did a very good job. You know, we're very well detailed, and definitely, made your viewers aware of what was going on. I didn't get into the feed till the start of the second quarter when Kings Mountain was up 7-0, and I know Forest View only had one highlight, and that was a 52-yard kicker by Holt Cloninger, and then after that it was all Kings Mountain.
Well, Jeff, you sound like you might have been a little under the weather tonight. I hope everything goes well. And I hope your Forest View Jaguars do well. I believe you guys are going to be in the playoffs. Where do you see Forest View going from here?
You know what would be a dream matchup? Forest View traveling to Montgomery Central. You know, they're the only 3A team in their conference, so they get an automatic bid. But, you know, once you're in the playoffs, you can't underestimate anybody.
Oh, no. Well, you've got some projected matchups there. Where do you see Forest?
West Henderson is where they got them projected to go. That was before tonight.
Yeah.
So that you may be knocking on the door of that Montgomery Central game that you've been wanting.
Yep, I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to them, but, I think last I checked they were 3-6. So, but like I said, in the playoffs, everybody comes hungry. I mean, nobody's just going to give it to you and wrap it in beautiful wrapping paper and bows.
No, you're right. Definitely right. You have to come and play the game.
And how did Ashbrook do tonight? That's the only score I haven't saw tonight.
Ashbrook wins 38-7 over North Gas.
So I figured Ashbrook was going to win that one. I picked them to win by 28 points, but I wasn't too far off.
Not too far.
Not too far. 3 points more.
I picked Kings Mountain to win this game tonight by 38 points, so I was a little bit off.
54-3. Yeah, you missed that one.
You missed that. A little more than 3 points off.
Don't feel bad, Jeff. We've had Shannon miss by like a 98-point spread. And Andre picked the Key Foundation.
I had Chase winning over South Point by 7, but looks like they did a little bit more than that.
Yeah, you were a little off on that one, but you'd had the right team. Maybe they should get you on the pregame show, Jeff. Call in and help Terry out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard South Point's got some injuries, too, so that's one thing that hurt them. Then, they had to get a last-minute touchdown in to beat RS Central last week, so that's That's kind of why I went with Chase in that game, but I wasn't going to pick any more than 7 points. I was going to pick a very close one. But I tell you what, Crest has done a great job of defending their home turf this year, but I think they're going to have a fight of it, staying undefeated at home next week against Kings Mountain.
I have to agree with you, and I don't know if you'll be coming to that game or not. I'll be there. But it's going to be a slobber knocker.
It's going to be a good game, but I guarantee you who's up for the challenge.
Who's that?
Them Chargers.
They're
going to welcome the Mountaineers in to our stadium, and they come into the horseshoe, into the big house.
Down at the corral.
And they'll come down there, and they'll come in stomping and snorting, but you don't forget, them Chargers are number 1 in the conference right now, and they feeling pretty good at the
win or lose. They're tied for the championship.
Right, so they feeling pretty good about that game coming in. They can take sole possession.
Well, we might seem a little biased to some people, but come on down.
I tell you this, you got a situation of Southern Piedmont's 1A now, a 3-way tie for first place.
Southern Piedmont 1A?
Yes.
And who was that?
Mount Island Charter knocked off previously unbeaten Thomas Jefferson.
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure Bessemer City probably had their way with Christ.
Yes, they
68 to 12.
What was the score?
68 to 12. It's like stereo, Will.
I had Bessemer City winning that game by 55 points.
Well, let's see. 12 from 68 would be 56. Close enough, Jeff.
You're pretty good. I believe we'll have to get you to call in on this pregame show. Now, that's pretty close. You got 2 of them, like, really close. The only one you missed on was the Kings Mountain game. That's a very unpredictable game to pick.
Maybe we should get him to predict the Kings Mountain Crest game next week.
Well, let's just get him to do that right now. What's your prediction next week on the Kings Mountain Crest game?
I'm going to probably go with Kings Mountain, probably 34 to 24.
34-10. He's predicting a 10-point win in the state.
For Kings Mountain.
For Kings Mountain.
And by the way, Jeff, don't ever call back.
Well, I mean, I could lie to you.
I know, Jeff. We're just giving you a hard time.
Hey, I'll take it. That means when you call back next week and I can tell you I told you so.
Well, Jeff, you missed that one.
Hey, I've eaten so much crow in my lifetime, I pretty much developed the taste for it.
I understand.
Oh, so you know how to barbecue crow now.
I can fricassee it, man.
So now, you was talking about the 3-way tie in the 1A, the Southern 1A, with Mountain Island Charter, Thomas Jefferson, and Bessemer City. They gonna draw straws, or somebody gonna get beat next week?
Buzz.
What?
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
I just don't see any of them getting beat. Bessemer City's got Cherryville, and Thomas Jefferson's got Union Academy.
Boy.
I forget who Mountain Island Charter has, but nobody outside of Bessemer City has been able to touch Mountain Island Charter. So.
Well, they haven't been able to touch us. They're 0-4 against Bessemer City. So I just want to let's make sure we get the exact wording on that right, Jeff. They haven't been able to touch the Yellow Jacket.
Well, that's what he just
Now,
said.
we just got smoked by Thomas Jefferson. That's another story. But I guess
he said,
didn't they say...
He said nobody has been able to touch Mountain Island Charter, but...
No, I know. They don't... There's no touch. It's just smoking. They don't want no. They don't want that.
They don't want no smoke.
They're 0-4 Bessemer City. I can't make it any clearer. Well, Jeff, we appreciate you watching tonight, and thanks for, as always, watching and calling in the post-game show and everything. Are you going to make the trip out to Bowling Springs next week?
I'm
if you ain't feeling no better, keep the sickness where you at.
I'm probably going to watch the Horseshoe Kramer game. Well, obviously I wasn't at the Horseshoe game tonight, but apparently I must have spread sickness, you know.
Oh.
A
Jeff.
shot at your own Jaguars?
No, come on.
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Good Kings Mountain team, right, Jeff?
Yes.
All right, we got Joel on the line too from Kings Mountain. He's ready to talk about his Mountaineers in a minute. Now, give a little quick shout out to your website as usual, Jeff.
Yep, CarolinaVarsity.com, and obviously, there won't be an article from me tonight, but we got some other talented writers, photographers, and
Anthony
people
Perkins. Yeah.
Hey, you can always write your article. You can always write your articles watching our games, Jeff. Just give us a little credit and shout out to the announcers for us.
Hey, you got it, buddy.
All right, Jeff. Now I got a little special music selection to introduce our next guest.
All right.
Oh, and I know you guys love my music selection.
Oh, boy.
So this is for the next week's game, and Joel's getting on the line, and this is for him while I get him ready on the phone. How about that? Y'all just enjoy this. You hear that, Joel?
Yeah, I hear.
Hey, is that them same goats that got up at Burns that year?
Kings Mountain Mountaineers. Y'all ready for that, Will? Joel's ready. Joel's banging his head right now on 101.5 FM.
I just want to say something. The last time somebody played a song to us about their school,
you remember Havelock did that.
One more for four.
Yeah.
It became no more for four.
Yeah.
Because they had to start all over. Instead of writing songs and sending them to Chris, I think you better be aware of the history of that.
Now I didn't write that song.
You didn't write that?
Will, newsflash for all those folks that don't understand what fake news is, this is not me rapping.
That's not you
I'm
rapping.
pretty
That's
sure
Andre.
nobody thought.
Is that Andre?
Nobody thought this was you rapping.
I'm just letting you. Well, this
absolutely nobody.
The world we
nobody
live in.
thought that you either wrote this rap or came up with the music.
This is Kings Mountain Kareem.
Nobody thought you was
Odom's
the engineer behind the beat. I'm pretty sure there's nobody in the world that's listening to our show right now.
I got mad beats. I'll tell you.
Name me one white rapper other than Vanilla Ice.
Name me one. He just forgot about the goat, didn't he? Just skip to him altogether.
All right, Joel. Lay it on me, buddy.
Elvis was the first white rapper.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Hey. Joel, you should have been here tonight.
Hey, Joel, I'm going to talk to you in a minute. I got to walk off from that last comment.
Hey, Will's just going to get some more Halloween candy, Joel, so talk to me.
Well, I had to be like Jeff Miller. I had to stay home tonight. I was under the weather.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I told him, I said, I'll be ready for next Friday night, dude. I'm ready to just come hang out with y'all next Friday night.
Well, I hate to, disappoint you. It'll be a long drive over to Boiling Springs and a sad trip back. But come on by the station. We'll feed you at least, Joel.
Oh, yeah, I'll be ready. I told everybody, I said, yeah, everybody was texting me and everything. Everybody was going to be at the game tonight. And I said, I'm under the weather. And so I had to watch the game on YouTube tonight. And it's like, I just told everybody Kings Mountain had to do what they had to do. And I even told everybody, I said, they said, you think Varsy's going to do anything? I said, well, I don't know. They played pretty tough against Chris. And I said, I don't know. I just don't think they match up with Kings Mountain. And the closest they got was 7-3. Next thing you know, it was bunches. Next thing you know, it was 34-3, just like that. I was like,
that's what Kings Mountain's capable of. You boys can put them up and put them up quick on some people. I'm just hoping that you don't do that next week, because if you come out and it's like 7-0, 14-0, 21-0. I just may have to leave and come to the station before I planned on it. I think it'll be an interesting contest.
I just told everybody, Varsity might just able to score 3 points, and then here I was right about it. I thought Varsity would be more. I'm not saying competitive. I thought they was going to play better. Kings Mountain I guess right now they're focusing on each week to get ready for that Crest game because they're taking one game. I told everybody since we took our first loss, we just been taking it out on everybody else and finishing the season strong.
Well, sometimes, Joel, a loss is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a fun thing or a thing you want to do, but it gets your attention and your players start listening to the coaches a little bit. You know, when you're walking around undefeated, like Appalachian State was last night, sometimes you run into somebody that wants it a little more than you do, and it's hard to believe that there's anybody as good as you are. And so that loss for Kings Mountain, I think, helped the coaches to coach the kids to realize you don't want this to happen again to you. You want to be prepared. We need to practice the way that we want to play. We need to play the way that we practice. And so we'll be ready for them Chargers at the end of the year. And so sometimes when a game like you played tonight, it can be a little bit of a trap game. But Kings Mountain came out of that pretty good, 54-3. I don't think there was too much of a setback. I think you guys are prepared for combat next week over at the ranch. And Joel, I know you'll be there to see your beloved Mountaineers.
Yeah, I told everybody I'm already requested a day off from work, and it's gonna be a good day because next Friday's my sister's birthday, and I get to spend time with her during the day, and then head on to the big game next Friday. Like you said, the ranch, and then I told everybody. They said you getting there early. I said you better believe it because it's gonna be packed next Friday.
Well, I was going to suggest that you get there early because I know Kings Mountain travels very well. It's not that far away. It's an important conference game. It's for Kings Mountain getting a good seed and a share of the championship. So I expect an all-out slobber knocker war, and I expect half of Kings Mountain will be there and the other half will be listening on KTC. Of course, the Crest folks will be there too, so it should be an interesting night over in Chargerland.
Yeah, I just told everybody because they asked what my prediction next week. I said it might come down who's got the ball last and everything because Crest seems like each week they got better and better and better. And Kings Mountain's got to do what they got to do. That's what you want at the end of the season. You want the Cleveland County rival going for that championship because I know Crest they win their conference champs, and if Kings Mountain wins, we're all in a three. I don't know what the Huss score was, so I can't say three-way yet because I didn't know what the score was from Huss.
Oh, they won tonight.
Okay, just want to make sure. And so we win. It's a three-way tie. And it's basically, I told everybody next week's our conference championship game against Crest.
Well, the bad part about that is if you guys were to win, we'd end up with a three-way tie. And the way they break that, Joel, is they draw straws. And, you know, you could end up the third-place team by the length of a straw. And is that fair? No. But I tell you what, if I was some of these other teams facing that third seed, whether it's you, us, or Huss, they're going to have their hands full with that.
I think all the coaches, since all these teams are in our power poll, should vote to use our power poll as the tiebreaker. What do y'all think? Tiebreaker? Yeah.
Well, Joel will go along with that because Kings Mountain's number one.
Well, yeah, they're number one right now. We'll talk about that in a little bit, Joel. But I mean, it's either straws, quarters, or sophisticated fuzzy math is what's up shop or power poll. What do you think, Joel?
Oh yeah, they was going ways like they were saying about Max Prep going by points these days. It should go by Max Prep, I guess, and I don't know.
Well, I'll put it this way.
But it's fair to go with the straw and everything. It just looks up who gets that top spot and who gets the number 3 spot.
Well, I don't want to get in too much trouble bragging on Kevin here, but I think Kevin probably knows more about football in this conference, in this area, than does Max Preps.
Yeah.
Listen, the only thing Max Preps knows about our area is Al Bundy played for Polk County.
I give him that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Will? Will, I know Will don't have his headsets on. Did you hear me on that one, Will? I said the only thing Max Preps knows about this area is Al Bundy played for Polk High.
Are you serious? Al Bundy played for Polk High?
Yeah. Have you never? He scored 3 touchdowns in a single game. Have you never watched the show?
That's Polk County,
But,
Illinois. That's not Polk County, North Carolina.
yeah.
Wrong state.
I was wondering.
He's not a Wolverine.
Because I know.
Hey, they were blue and white.
But, Dennis, I'll give you a prediction next week.
All right, Joel.
I'm taking Kings Mountain by, I'll say, by 4, 28 to, no, 34 to 30.
34 to 30.
Well, you're better than Jeff was, but you come on by here, the station after the game. We're going to have me and Will's going to barbecue
And,
some crow for you, so you'll enjoy eating that after the game.
I don't think I'm going to barbecue that crow. I'm just going to strip the feathers off of it and feed it to
But y'all, but everything goes planned. I'll see y'all next Friday after the game, and I'll stop by and y'all just enjoy the weekend, because I'm heading to Winston-Salem tomorrow to watch the beloved Wolfpack tomorrow.
Uh-oh, Terry's jealous. He wants to know if he can ride with you.
I'll tell him I'll be thinking about him, because I got last-minute tickets.
Last-minute tickets.
Well, good luck and be careful, Joel, and we'll see you next week. And be careful on your trip up to Crest, too.
All right. I'll see y'all next week.
All right, thanks, Joe. All right, guys, let's give the scores, and we got to take a break. We're going to come back, do our top 10 and more on KTC. Will and Dennis, take it away.
All right, it was the North Lincoln. I'm stuttering. It was the North Lincoln Knights, 49-7 over Lincoln Wolves. It was the Burns Bulldogs over the Art Central Hilltoppers, 38-22. Shelby go to Lions over the East Rutherford Cavaliers, 63-7. Cherryville over Pine Lake Prep, 34-24. Kings Mountain over Forest View, 54-3. It was Union Academy over Highland Tech, 16-12. It was South Point falling to Chase, 41-28.
Ouch.
It was East Gaston over Community School at Davidson, 47-14. I think is that their first win on the season?
East
Gaston.
They were an offer, weren't they?
That was an offer. So congratulations to the East Gaston. What are they, Warriors? Congratulations to the East Gaston Warriors on picking up their first win on the season. It was Bandies over Lake Norman Charter, 48-0. It was Mount Niner Charter over Thomas Jefferson, 34-13. So I wish somebody would call
Chris
in that
call
was
in,
at
man.
that game. I mean, to shut them. Thomas Jefferson has been rolling now. They've been putting up points. For them to get shut down to just 13 points, I wish somebody that was there at that game would call in. And in 2 overtimes, it was Baton over Newton Conover, 29-28. It was Bessemer City over Christ the King, 68-12. Hunter Huss over Stuart Kramer, 34-0. Fred T. Ford and East Berkeley, they'll play Monday. It was Drone over West Caldwell, 48-13. Ashbrook over North Gaston, 38-7. It was East Lincoln over West Lincoln, 63-35. Watauga over Freedom, 48-33. Bunker Hill in 2 overtimes falls to Patton, 36-35. Alexander Central over Hickory, 40-19. See, that's a close game too. St. Stephen's over South Caldwell, 29-28. Is that St. Stephen's first win as well?
I think so, isn't it, St. Stephen's?
I ain't seen them on the winning side all year. Hot Right over West Iredale, 37-0.
Some interesting scores tonight.
I mean, I think a couple of things late this season to get their first win, but I don't think St. Stephen's have won a game until
the Offers are not Ofer anymore.
The Offers are not Offers anymore. Well, there's one Ofer there.
Well, somebody's got to be an Ofer.
Somebody's got to be an Ofer. Well, they don't have to be.
Yeah. Well, we were talking with Jeff, and we were talking with Joel about the prediction for next week. Why don't you go ahead and lay your prediction on the line, and I'll lay mine on the line, and we won't give Terry and Kevin the problem here doing this. But we're going to a break.
Yeah, and then we'll come back. You guys, we'll come back to your predictions, and I'll read out the top.
Good.
18. We got 18 teams with 0 or more points, and then we can do the rest we want to. But we got 18 to go over in our new power poll here, already updated on KTC Broadcast.
And I hope Max Preps is listening.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll be back in a few minutes on KTC.
The Super Slam is back at Denny's on Highway 74 East in Shelby at the Cleveland Mall. By popular demand, the Super Slam has returned. That's 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 link sausages, 2 pancakes and hash browns, all for $5.99. That's right, only $5.99. And come see the newly remodeled store. We think you'll love it. Ask for the Super Slam. Now back and ready for you at your local Denny's, 2025 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, open 24 hours a day. Going to the dentist is made easy with a visit to the new Downtown Dental on North Mountain Street in Cherryville. Downtown Dental accepts all insurance plans, along with accepting Medicaid. They are now accepting new patients, and walk-ins are always welcome. Even if you don't have insurance, you can have your teeth fixed at Downtown Dental. So turn your frown into a smile with Downtown Dental, 106 North Mountain Street in Cherryville, right beside the Greer Beam Truck Museum. Just call 704-435-8100 for more information. You know, facts just don't lie. And here are the facts about Fastway Oil Change in Shelby. Fact number 1, Fastway Oil Change has been in business for over 28 years. Fact number 2, the employees at Fastway Oil Change have over 98 years of combined experience. And fact number 3, in those 28 years, over 500,000 customers have been served. Those are the facts. Find out why people keep coming back to Fastway Oil Change. Fastway Oil Change, 630 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Let Fastway Oil Change do the dirty work for you.
The foot doctors of choice for many in this area are Doctors Jeff Mooney and Ron Maskarnik at Foothills Podiatry. In fact, people come to Foothills Podiatry from miles around for gentle but state-of-the-art foot care. Our staff truly cares about your needs. You can expect top-notch medical and surgical care from a staff dedicated to quality service. Whether a repeat patient or a new one, come see us soon at Foothills Podiatry, 707 North Morgan Street in Shelby.
Foothills Podiatry is proud to welcome Dr. Gretchen Lawrence to their practice.
The trained comfort specialist. He's so reliable that buses set their schedules to him. Once, he was the best man for a guy he didn't even know. He's never used a snooze button. The unstoppable train comfort specialist. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Your train dealer is Forest City Heated and Air at 457 South Broadway Street in Forest City. Call 828-245-1379. Remember, it's hard to stop a train.
Fronts come out running that option. That mean I got the option to keep that or pitch that. Defense, they gotta fix that. Full receivers, we spread them out in the shotgun. Hot reads, I got some. My tight end, so awesome. Touchdowns, I toss some. We score 6, scoreboard, that score 6. Respect the ball, we protect the ball. We don't fumble, no throw picks. I feed my linemen pancakes. So all they blocks are pancakes. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey
Welcome
shining.
back to the Ronaldo post-game show. I'm Dennis Davis, Will Boykins, Terry over here, Reinhardt, the famous Terry Reinhardt.
I'm trying to get why they call you Texas
Terry Reinhardt. He's a Cowboys fan.
Oh.
And last, but certainly least, not least, Kevin Hastings.
I'm fumbling.
We got Terry on.
So he's Texas Terry. That means you're Wisconsin Willie.
And that makes you happy. Boom goon.
What's up, Terry?
Well,
how's the closet been this morning? You and Andre just sitting in there hanging out.
Hey, we had it roll.
Sitting down there enjoying Mitchum's kitchen for brunch, dinner, and then you have another. Terry gets 2 dinners on Fridays.
I know.
Mitchum feeds him dinner at 5, and then he gets sagebrush at 9, and then he gets more Mitchums at 8.
And my sagebrush was good, and I can't wait for my Mitchum kitchen in the morning, boy.
Don't that mean that Terry has to? Terry, do you have to take your wife out every Saturday to feed her?
All the time.
I was wondering, wait a minute.
Choice.
Terry's eating good on Friday and Saturday
Does
morning.
she get leftovers?
Yeah, you don't take her the leftovers, do you?
No.
Just say, oh, here you go, honey.
No.
My cat eats good on Friday night.
I'll tell you. No, I was wanting to go over one thing as we just now come back, but we went through all the teams who now, as we getting on 1 week left, but I went through teams who had 2 conference championships to their name. Forest View, North Gaston, Bunker Hill, and Chase all have 2 that they've won 2 conference championships. With 1 conference championship, West Iredale, Cherryville, and Community School of Davidson. Tonight, coming in, they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams in our area that has never won a conference championship, but one of them picked up their first tonight. North Lincoln, the first time ever.
Congratulations, Coach Basil.
Yep, Coach Basil.
Really got that program going up there. Great job, Coach. The pride of Lincoln County, Terry, not to say anything about West or East or Lincolnton, but they have really been on a supercharged trajectory the last couple of years, had a good team, and this year I'm hearing they're, sometimes teams say, we want so-and-so, we want so, and they're now saying, we want Shelby.
I don't know if they do. They got them last year, but Terry, their only loss this year is in overtime to a 3A school
at the start of the year
on the road, and then they've won every game since. Now they did get Shelby last year. Dennis did. Shelby actually got the whole county.
Yeah, Terry can tell you how that turned out.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. You look at this South Fork Athletic. We'll speak a couple minutes of it. But North Lincoln has got the conference championship. Maiden has moved into 2nd place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to me because people had counted them out.
They were
There's
in
no way.
4th place tonight before the game started.
They moved into 2nd, and next week I think Maiden goes to place Lincoln, and if I'm not wrong, Newton Conover and East Lincoln play next week.
Newton Conover and East Lincoln. I think that should be the Lincoln County game of the week. We should y'all should cover that game because that has more than showing a Lincoln game with a struggling Lincoln team.
And it still has a lot to be proven because going into next week, West Lincoln will play Lake Norman Charter. That should be a win.
Terry, how many
for them?
How many of these teams gonna make the playoffs?
I think you go all the way down. The one that scares me is Bandy's.
Are they getting in? That's what I'm looking
That's
at.
the one because they go to North Lincoln to play. Well, I don't know whether they play at home or away, but they play North Lincoln next week.
At Bandy's by my
that's not good.
That's not good. So you consider they would fall to 5-6, 2-5. That might be on the borderline of putting them out. They've even got them as number 16 right now.
Yeah, I think if they don't win next week against Newton, I think they might be.
Would Bandy's be considered a big 2A?
Them and West Lincoln are the 2 teams on the line.
In the middle.
Okay.
So if Bandy's is out, that probably bumps West up. If Bandy's gets in, West can get down. So they're actually West is probably pulling for Bandy's to win next week. So West definitely wants to get there. Look at that. Give me that projection real quick.
Which would you rather be, Terry? Big or small?
They both definitely rather be.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you look, you want to be small.
Well, look at this, Dennis. For example, if they go small, I was looking. Okay, let's put them in the maiden spot. Smoky Mountain in the first round. Then maybe West Stanley in the second round. Owen, Brevard, Randleman's in that draw. Drone, Reedsville, Oak Grove, North Surrey, Chase, Mountain Heritage, North Wilkes. Those are the teams in the small 2A. If you go to AA, Shelby, Burns, South Point, High Brighton, RS
You want to be
Central,
small.
East Lincoln, Newton Conover, East Lincoln, West Lincoln, Fort North Lincoln.
Yeah, you want to be
So every
small.
2A team that's high on our polls is actually in the 2AA. So yeah, West Lincoln, and if they are double, they'll probably be on the road. And if they are in the A's, they can actually bump up into a 6 to a 9 to an 8 seed and possibly get even a home game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe face Chaser in the first round. Well, we don't know. Last year they just that whole once you split teams into 8 conferences.
They don't want to get Chase at West Lincoln first game. They want Chase to play somebody else. Chase is playing good ball right
You
now.
want both teams to win a playoff game, don't you?
Yeah,
Neither one of them
that's
won a
what I'm
playoff
saying.
game, right?
I know West Lincoln's never. They're 0-9.
And Chase hadn't either, right?
That I know of. Now I'd have to go back and look.
I think the only year that they didn't get in the one year where they tied Shelby and they had a 3-way draw and there was one team that, or they didn't get in. There was some kind of weird situation where I don't even think they made it in that year, and so that was back when it was just 4 divisions. So I would love to see Bandies in West. Both of them get their first wins, and then if they do play each other next, not Bandies, but who was I just talking about? Chase. Get their first wins and then move on and then play each other would be exciting. I just don't want to see, the worst thing about that is that your record's the same, right? And then they say, well, if you're 2AA, you're a road team, but if you're 2A, you're a home team. But your record, nothing has changed. Yeah. Right? So that's what's
like
the
drawing
hard
the
thing.
straws.
Right.
You never know.
That's really tough.
Well, Kevin, here's the interesting part about that. If West Lincoln and Chase were to meet in that second round, then one of those teams would be going to the third round.
Right.
After having never done anything.
That's exactly
You're now
right.
in the third round, which would be great. And so I wish them luck.
I mean, you look at this, what a big week coming up next week is with West Lincoln. Like I said, they should beat Lake Norman Charter. But every other game means something for them. If Maiden loses to East, well, Eastlake grabs it. But, I mean, for West Lincoln, what do you want to happen? Do you want Maiden to win? Do you want to be a third spot or a fourth spot, fifth spot? There's a lot up for grabs when you go into next week.
Now, Newton still...
West Stanley, they got West Stanley number 2 and it's West Stanley. So I think this is
this is 3A here.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, because Brandon Gentry over there at Northwestern, he's tearing it up over there. They're 10-0.
These projections are based on last year's ADM.
Yeah.
So
those will be out probably this week.
Supposed to be. But we'll hope we get those, and then we'll be able to,
we're going to have a heck of a show next Friday night.
Listen,
better turn in.
I want, this is what I want to happen. When they turn them ADM numbers in,
yeah,
I want to see Burns drop to a small 2A.
Oh, if they do, there's going to be some teams in trouble.
Now,
if Burns drops to a small
C at 2A, I don't know how close they are.
And for some reason it would have to be Kings Mountain. It would have to be Kings Mountain to move up into the big.
The Shelby people were telling me tonight they might be small 2A.
Well, the line last year, I'll tell you the number. The line based on the internet is at around 840 students.
Yeah.
So if I don't know if you know how many students your school has or whatever, but that West Lincoln and Bandies are at 840 and 842. So there's your line based on the Carolina online projections. So I don't know how many's at Burns or Shelby right now. That's the line it dropped.
Isn't it crazy? It seemed like we just started this show. We waited all summer. We talked on the phone, and oh man, I can't wait till the show get here.
Season's
and we
over,
already
boys.
talking about playoffs. I mean, and they're literally right around the corner. Playoffs
All
are
you
getting
do is
ready to
blink,
start.
guys.
Yeah.
Season's over.
Yeah.
All right, one more
13 weeks like that. Boom.
Next week, got all kinds of games. We'll give you that schedule in just a minute. Let's go. Does my mic sound weird? Or are y'all echoing? Or is it just my
only your voice.
I got to hit. I'm in a different earpiece than you guys are. So you guys.
No, it's just your voice.
It's just my voice. Is that awful?
That's the only thing. Sounds weird.
We all have a face for radio. Is the best thing about it.
At least it's better than JP's squeaky voice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. JP is our resident superhero. He takes care of us in the morning, don't he, Terry?
Yeah, he does. I don't know nothing about sports, though.
He does know tennis. He does know tennis.
He does know tennis.
He can talk to you about tennis. He can. That is one thing to watch. Number 18 in the power polls. Let's go real quick. 20 and 19 negative points. These are the teams closest to positive. Is Stuart Kramer at 20 with -4. Ashbrook -2 at 19. Number 18 at 0 points right now. 6 and 4. The Bessemer City Yellow Jackets sitting on the brink of plus negative. RS Central now falls all the way to 17. Now in the power poll, they dropped. I've got.
Weren't they number 1 the first 2 weeks?
At some point they were. They were 15. Now they're 5 and 5 on the season. They're tied with the Bandies. Bandies wins on the defensive tiebreaker. Both teams with 3 points.
But there's another team right there that I don't know whether I'd want to play them. Them coming to your place. They played South Point very strong.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
played Burns well.
In 10 games, Bandies give up 170. Well, who they give up tonight? None. 174 points. They're giving up 17 points a game. Is Bandies, and they're 5 and 5.
Yeah.
How many teams have 5 losses and they're only giving up 17 points a game?
Does that mean they're good defensively, or the teams they're playing are not very good offensively?
I don't know. But they've lost 5. The South Point is 1 spot ahead of them now at number 15 on the season with only 4 power points. They're 5 and 5 on the season as well. This will be maybe the controversy on the power poll this week. The Mountain Island's going to be ranked below Thomas Jefferson, but they've got 2 losses on the season. Mountain Island's only got 5 power points. Thomas Jefferson 7. They're at 14 with 5 power points. Newton Conover is at 13 with 6. They're 6 and 4 on the season. That means we have a 3-way tie for 10 through 12, and then we had all kinds of tiebreakers with these. But coming out at number 12. All 3 of these teams have 7 power points, is the Forest View Jaguars. At number 11, falling out of the top 10, is the West Lincoln Rebels. They were number 9 last week. Forest View was 12 last week. They stay in the same spot. Falling 2 spots to number 10 is the Thomas Jefferson Griffons. They got 7 power points, 9 and 1 overall on the season. Coming into tonight, guys, they only give up 28 points on the season, and Mountain Island puts 34 on their heads.
I'm still trying to figure out that game.
Rutherford County.
The thing that really got me is a few of their coaches said this was a team that they was really worried about because they could match up with them across the board.
I'd like to see what the Burris kid did tonight for Mountain Island. Did he go off tonight and finally just...
He finally have a breakout game to show why he got that scholarship.
You know, it's amazing, though. You take that team and you try to figure them out, and we always say, well, Mountain Island Charter's pretty good, but then Bessemer City has no trouble with them. Beat them every time they play them. You know,
I don't know. Like Thomas Jefferson best for turning the ball over. You can't turn the ball over as an option team, and they did that 2 or 3 times in the first half against Jefferson, so that just put them in the hole right then. So I don't know if they could have beat them that night, but you know, Terry's right. I mean, for some reason they've had no problems with Mountain Island Charter.
Yeah, they beat them there for years.
They've got them. They've got that number down. Number 9 on the season, folks. After a big win tonight, they move up 4 spots in the power poll. Chase Trojans, our biggest movers and shakers this week, with an 8. They're 8-2 on the season. They win tonight, 41-28 over South Point. Terry, I'm sure you know they'd already may have already clinched a playoff spot before that with 7 wins. Now they're at 8. Is this one of the biggest wins in school history?
I would say so.
Over South Point.
Yes.
I would agree.
I would think that some of those kids that have been transferring to other schools might want to reconsider.
Might.
Now that they've got a former Crest coach over there. He's got the system turned around, and Reggie Ross.
It may be a big move on Chase. I mean, they're going to be a playoff. Not only are they going to go to the playoffs, they're going to be a playoff contender.
Well, before tonight, they were in the a 9 seed. They beat South Point. That would probably bump them up, you know, in the conference. So I'm looking at they might be hosting a game, 6, 7 seed. They're in the low 2A. So they could be pulling out Owen or Maiden. Might
Who
be coming to
Chase.
Terry?
Yeah.
Or somebody like that. If Bandy's gets in, the Bandy's will be a 16 seed probably at one of those teams. That leaves us at number 8, the Maiden Blue Devils. They win tonight, double overtime against Newton Conover. They are now 7-3 on the season with 10 power plays. Now our top 7 teams have started to separate themselves with victories over some teams and some big wins. East Lincoln is number 7. They're tied with Burns at number 6 with 15 power points. Both teams are 8-2. It went to the defensive tiebreaker, and Burns won by 6 points. Burns gave up 164 on the season. East Lincoln, by my count, 170. So, and they both played 10 games, so 16. Easy math there for you folks at home. Burns giving up 16.4 a game. East Lincoln 17. That's your tiebreaker on that. We were talking. We'd love to see Burns playing some of these Lincoln County teams now that they're down in the 2H area. We might get that here in the playoffs. Looking at the matchup.
You could. An East Lincoln Burns game. Oh, that'd be interesting.
East Lincoln at Burns, West Lincoln at Burns. If they're in the high 2A, Newton Conover at Burns. They've already played each other.
I think I would be more interested in the West Lincoln and Burns.
Think about the hot dog sales in that game, Terry. That's going to be that would be huge.
What's the kid that the quarterback and the fullback?
Mason Hewitt's the quarterback, and Cannon Bridges.
The Bridges kid.
Alexander Pendergrass.
Pendergrass is but Bridges is really the smash mouth guy.
Right.
And you know that he opens things up for Pendergrass.
The smash mouth guy's name is Cannon.
Yeah. Y'all could just go over to 18 and go south, turn at the stoplight.
The fullback Bruiser's first name is Cannon.
Wow.
Boom.
And they shoot that son of a gun off all night over there.
Boom.
And yeah, the West Lincoln Burns, I've said for years, would be just an absolutely wonderful matchup for
how come y'all don't play?
Vail and Lundale ain't, Stagecoach Road and Vail is right kind of together,
I just think it's been one of those things that you don't end up playing them on account of Burns wants to stay up in Upper Cleveland.
They've been classically 3A, though.
Yeah, they have been for a long time, and West Lincoln's always been 2A.
Maybe get rid of that East Burke on your schedule, Terry, or Drone on the West Lincoln schedule and bring in the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that'd be a good draw for you. It'd be a good gate either in Vail or in London.
It would be a good gate at both of those guys.
That's what I'm talking about. There'd be plenty of hot dogs.
There'd be plenty of hot dogs.
We demand a Burns West Lincoln matchup.
Fall in 3 spots tonight without even playing. Them poor Chargers. They were number 2 last week.
How does this poll
They were number 2 last week. Terry, how do you move up, Terry? What do you got to do?
You got to play.
Got to win. You got
to win.
And so next week, after they are the lone conference,
they're really mad at me next week because they win and they're still ranked behind Kings Mountain.
Yeah.
So I'm counting on my poll to come through and Kings Mountain to win. I'm not pulling against you because I want Tress to lose. I'm pulling against you because I want my poll to win.
that crow you're just going to pluck and
listen.
Bring an extra.
I'm not scared to blow smoke. Okay?
Listen, I ain't even gonna put no dressing on that crow. I'm just gonna pull his chest out, brush a little bit of feathers off, put him on the grill just long enough for him not to get salmonella poison.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Are you even gonna bleed him out first?
I ain't know. I'm just
bleed him out. Just so he be juicy when you bite into it.
Just leave him the juice.
All right, number 4, tied with Crest, but they get the tiebreaker. Your North Lincoln Knights.
Is that a ghost I hear?
Knights at 901. What? They turn that on? I did.
Yeah.
Oh, magic. These computers are crazy. There's a wizard in there. Don't be scared of it. It is probably a ghost.
Casper's our new board man.
The Shelby Golden Lions tonight win 63-7, and they move up 1 spot. Number 18, 8-1 on the season. Now they're in that predicament. They had 2 byes this year.
I hope that we are blessed to see that Shelby North Lincoln matchup.
Yeah, that'll be.
I'm hoping we get to see
third
it. That's
round,
going to be
fourth round.
That's your state championship game.
Well, Terry, see if you follow me this. South Point being down and they run the option. North Lincoln being up and they run the option. It's pretty much Shelby South Point, right?
Oh, well.
Coach Basil's option offense.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
Could be, yeah. I mean,
the red bone's a little different.
Right.
It's
the
not
blue
a lot.
bone.
The red bone is a little different. It's a lot of motion in Coach Basil's. It's not a lot of movement.
Number 2 is Hunter Huss with 20 points. 7-2 on the season. Kings Mountain number 1, 24-91. Guys, give the score as quick as you can. I got to be off in about a minute and a half.
All right, it was North Lincoln over Lincoln 49-7. Burns Bulldogs over the Hilltoppers 38-22. Shelby Golden Lions over the Cavaliers 63-7. Cherryville Ironman over Pine Lake Pride 34-24. Kings Mountain Mountaineers over the Forest View Jaguars 54-3.
That's Jaguar. Jaguar.
It was Union Academy 16, Highland Tech 12. South Point loses the Chase 41-28. East Gaston over Community School of Davison 47-14. Bandy's no trouble with Lake Norman Charter 48-0. Mountain Island defeats Thomas Jefferson, their first loss of the year, 34-13. Maiden comes from behind and defeats Newton Conover in 2 overtimes. They go for 2 and win. It was Bessemer City 68, Christ the King 12, Hunter Huss 34, Stuart Kramer 0. Pretty Ford and East Berks moved to Monday, and Drone no trouble with West Caldwell 48-13.
It was North Gaston 7, Ashbrook winning tonight with 38. It was Watauga over Freedom tonight 48-33. Alexander Central over Hickory tonight 40-19. And in a slobber knocker, it was St. Stephen's over South Caldwell 29-28. Highbright 37, West Iredell 0. It was East Lincoln 63, West Lincoln 35. And in 2 overtimes tonight, it was Patton 36, Bunker Hill 35. And this score just in from next week: Crest 28, Kings Mountain 24.
Easy.
I co-sign.
Co-sign.
I co-sign.
Co-sign. It's going to be a good game. I'll say this. I've seen you both pretty good this year. Crest can't turn the ball over.
Oh, no.
Anybody that wants to beat Kings Mountain.
But have you seen our third-string quarterback?
Right. anybody that wants to beat Kings Mountain cannot turn the ball over.
They can't turn the ball.
And then you got a chance. And then
listen, I'm
Kings Mountain's defense ain't that great. Their front line is good, but their linebacker.
I'm riding with Timmy Ruff.
All right.
I'm staying behind him. He came in and played tremendous
He's
ball.
been outstanding.
So I'm gonna ride with Timmy Ruff.
I got Kings Mountain 34. Y'all got a kicker?
Oh, yeah.
24. I'll give you one field goal.
Oh, thank
you. So
you.
34-24, just like
Kings
Jeff.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
He's a Jaguar.
Let's go to the
wrap it up, guys. Gotta go.
The expert, Terry. You got the last word. Crest, Kings Mountain.
I hope it's a good game.
Spoken like a true rebel.
Good night, guys. Have a good weekend. We'll see
Next
you in
week,
the morning.
don't miss it. We'll have the ADM.
Until 6 on The Boss. Your beach, oldies, and sports station.
WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and W268CU Shelby.
How you doing, baby? How was your day? You know I need to talk to you about something.
People are talking about The Boss.
I listen to you every day. Love it. I listen to it at home. I listen to it in my car.
The Boss, 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, WOHS, Shelby.
Happy Friday. Tonight's forecast, a cold one. Clear skies expected with frost or freeze conditions likely. Low temperatures fall into the low to mid 30s tonight. Tomorrow, bright and sunny heading into the weekend, but a cool day with highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s. Plenty of sunshine and dry weather lasts into Sunday as well. Highs on Sunday in the mid 50s to 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 12 o'clock, and the temperature is 40 degrees.
This is Terry Reinhardt with the Renato Auto Mall Score.